Good afternoon, everyone. It's your brand ambassador, Jeanette, for Ethical Flooring, located in North Vancouver. You'll see that I'm by myself today. Kevin must be out there taking care of business, out on the job site. He may pop in, but I thought I would preface how we're going to talk about glue versus nailed hardwood flooring installations for the month of November. It's a pretty big topic that needs to be broken down and understood. So, how I'm going to frame this with Kevin this coming month is what is a nail or cleat? And I'll have him bring a sample of what it looks like. Oh, here's Kevin coming on now. Hey, Kevin. Oops, I'll let you in the studio. Hey, Kevin. I started without you, and I was about to tell everybody how we're going to preface this topic for the month of November. Okay, are you ready? Because it's going to be you talking about it. So I think we should break down this topic, first of all, in the components used in the glue down versus nail down installation, such as let's talk about what is a cleat, what is a nail, what is, because we hear that terminology a while. Let's then talk about glue, because there's, an Elmer's glue in a bottle. There's glue that's used for different types of installation, and how far glue has come, and is glue right or wrong? Then getting into the topic of, okay, somebody said in their methodology, oh, you can only nail down or cleat down this particular floor. And Kevin's team comes along and says, oh, no, I want to glue that down. It's going to be better. And how that affects, say, warranty. It's such a big topic just to go, oh yeah, nail down is better than glue down, or glue down is better than nail down, because there's so many different hardwood floors, and there's so many different components or accessories that are used in that installation process. So what do you think?
100%. That's a huge topic. You just
yes.
It's like yeah, there is a short answer. There's like the one sentence answer, but then there's like all sorts of details that you can dive into and pull apart. And yeah, it's a really, I'm a geek for installation and for installation methods and for installation tools and products. And yeah, this is kind of right up my alley to geek out on things like this.
Awesome. Yeah, because I sit back and I, first of all, want to always thank Kevin for allowing me to take apart topics that come to top of mind and being able to share his expertise. Because I was thinking this morning, it's like, oh, yay, I get to do my little fast facts and features with Kevin today. Glue down versus nail down. And when I was dialing back my own personal experience as a project manager for almost 10 years in the hardwood flooring industry, and that conversation, it's like, what do you mean full spread glue? What do you mean tack? And what do you mean this and that? And it's like, oh, wow, it's not just the end result. There's so many more things that we can educate on in the installation world and its components.
Absolutely. And they can make a huge difference on your outcome, right? Like, does your floor creak and pop and make noise for the next 15 years you live on it, or does it not, right? That could be a function of the decision that was made at the installation process. And once it's in, it's in. It's not like changing a t-shirt or getting a new bath towel, right? Like it's or even a new coat of paint in your home. Like, these are relatively painless changes. Say you don't like what you chose or how it was done, but especially when you're putting in a high quality floor, and this is a permanent fixture of the home that should last for the life of the home if it's taken care of. So the decisions made and the recommendations by your professional flooring contractor, i.e. us, makes a big difference on how happy you're going to be over the course of your life with this floor.
Well, I can remember so many times, specifically in condo installations, where they say, according to the strata bylaws, it needs to be a floating floor. And most people think that, oh my gosh, it's only like click, 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 the click together or U-lock system. And then the advent of the glue, and you would get, I'd go in to do inspections, and you would hear that. you're like, what the heck? Like, it was just installed. What the heck? And you go, well, what kind of glue? And the person would show you the glue, because most times poor installation people
Mhm.
would leave sometimes supplies left behind. Oh, just in case, I'm going to leave you the glue left behind. And I would look and I'd go, this is not the right glue.
Dang, no.
Yeah, this is crafting kind of glue that you would use to put paper together. And this is why it's cracking, because it's a hard set. So I'm not going to give too much out of the bag, because I love the top. It's like a cake. You can appreciate the cake at the end. We all want that cake at the end and go, woo, woo, to the baker. It's when the baker goes, do you know what went into that? Took me 6 hours to make that end result, and all the quality ingredients that go into it.
Well, and it takes years of trial and error to a certain extent too, right? Like none of us, like I didn't come out of the womb with all of this knowledge about flooring. I was like, oh, you learn the hard way, and the industry has learned the hard way, as I guess every industry does, and over time we've developed certain products that we love to use and certain methods that we found to have the highest success rate. And once you settle into that type of groove in your career, things just seem to go a whole lot better, right? But it's I've learned through over the years, I mean, thousands of projects that I managed, before I got to this point where I don't really manage projects anymore. But you saw the good, bad, and the ugly. And, installers recommended things, and I was 21 years old, and I said, well, what do I know? Sure. And, in retrospect, I'm like, well, that was a pretty dumb suggestion. So I took it upon myself over time to say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to what other people tell me, because maybe they're passing along old or bad information. I'm just going to find out for myself. And that's been a good strategy.
Absolutely. So we're going to cut this one short, because I'm going to make sure you grab that pen afterwards. So next week, I want you to bring a cleat, and if possible, any of the tools that would be used in a nail down. And I know a brad nailer is too heavy to carry out, but just what a cleat looks like and its functionality in a hardwood floor, because there's cleats, and there's cleats. And using that. Then the next week, let's get into the components of the glue. Like, so you're having a floating floor, what kind of glue that you need to have. And then let's talk about, and then it's glued in place. So I got to replace the board. What does that look like? Okay, for that methodology. Then why don't we get into the next week? Okay, I want to do a full spread glue. Well, which glue do you want to use for that full spread glue? And what's going to be? And then we'll wrap it up with, I don't know, whatever comes top of mind with what we talk about for the next 3 weeks. So how does that sound?
I love it. Yeah. And especially like the part you're saying about the glue, glue is not just glue. There is, there's very specific products that are meant for the flooring industry. And that's not always the case that people use those.
Yes, exactly. Very much so.
As your friendly local professional flooring provider, we do use the best products that are available in the industry. So, but we'll get into more details on what those are and why you should use them.
Perfect. Great place to end. So we're going to glue ourselves to the last bit of sunshine that's out our windows today, because here in British Columbia, we're in for a new weather phenomena that's come to be in this last year and a bit, called an atmospheric river that is supposed to be happening over the next couple of days. So we're going to go enjoy the sunshine and do our research. So when we come back to Fast Facts and Features over this month, we will be providing you phenomenal education on the glue versus nailed hardwood flooring installation.
I love it. Great topic. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Jeanette.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, everybody.